Hey, it's episode number 302 with our very own social media and Instagram guru, Shannon Gordon, our social media manager here at the Boutique Hub. You guys are not going to want to miss this episode. Let's talk about your business, strategy, and the juicy details of what actually works, from mainstream fashion to fashion on Main Street, and the entire ecosystem behind it. How do we scale your company and do it with the balance and the happiness that we all seek? Let's hear from those insiders, experts, and strategists that actually make it happen. I'm your host, Ashley Alderson from the Boutique Hub, and I can't wait to chat. Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast. And this week, I hope you know that we have a very special treat because it's both podcast audio and video if you follow us on YouTube. This week, I'm so excited to introduce our guest because she is one of our team members here at the Boutique Hub. In fact, Shannon Gordon not only is a team member at the Hub, but is a former boutique owner. She is a former student of Boutique Boot Camp who I personally coached early in the years of her business. And I fell in love with her marketing strategy and her social media from the moment that I had the opportunity to meet her. But soon, her and her husband moved from North Carolina to Colorado. And in that journey, part of the journey was selling their business and starting a new life. And when I saw that transition happening in her life, because we were friends on social media, I knew that she had to be a part of the Boutique Hub because she had a very special gift when it came to marketing. So Shannon today is our director of social media, and she has done a number on our Instagram channel, taking our account from just 15,000 followers to over 50,000 followers in just about a year and a half's time. And not only that, our entire business has grown because of the way Shannon uses social media to interact with both members and non-members here at the Boutique Hub. So today we are deep diving into the strategy behind Instagram, how to use the platform, how to create content for the platform, and how to grow on the platform. And Shannon is just a gift, which I know you're going to get to see inside of this episode. She also has something very special that she's been working on. So many of you have been a part of her marketing bundle. You've used her marketing bundle for 2021. The marketing bundle breaks down what to post, how to post it, ideas for every single day of the year, engagement questions for every single day of the year, and ideas for every single month that you are marketing inside of your business. So she'll bring some of that flavor to this conversation, but also the special treat is something that she's been working on very specific to Instagram and your business. So I can't wait for you to hear. I can't wait for you to take tons of notes inside of this episode and get to know Shannon Gordon. All right, you guys, you are so lucky because today we have our Instagram genius in the house. I don't even know what your job title is these days. Can we just call you social media unicorn? I feel like that's... For those of you that have followed the Boutique Hub for any period of time, or if you are a member inside of the Hub, you guys know Shannon Gordon. She has some pretty amazing content she shares with all of our members weekly on ideas for engagement and just social media, what's working right now. And I mean, also someone who's taken our own Instagram at the Boutique Hub from about 15,000 followers to 50,000 since you've worked for us, Shannon. Beyond that, and I know we're going to talk about that in just a second, you are a former boutique owner yourself. You were a member of the Hub on your own. You were a student of Retail Boot Camp, and now you are on our team, and we're so thankful for you. So thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, what a journey from former boutique boss all the way to doing this now, but really finding my groove and what I really love. It's been so awesome to experience.
We're so thankful for you. You're just such a shot in the arm for not just our team, but for our whole community because you get it. You understand the daily grind of all of this. First things first, I want to talk about our own Instagram accounts, since that's the focus of today. You came to the Hub. I know it was a hot mess when you came because I think I was trying to manage social media and like 5 other people, and it was all over the place. But you really implemented some strategies that helped us to grow. And I know your own Instagram, when you had your business, I love following it. You had a very strong presence on Instagram during that time. Tell me about the start to kind of where we are now on our own personal channels and how you've managed this growth.
Oh man, when I think back to when I took over the Hub's Instagram, it was, I think, like so many accounts that are within our community, people that got on the platform when it was new, and they were like, okay, what is this? How do I capitalize it on this? And they saw everyone else was doing it. And then really diving deep and trying to grow there once we saw of what type of tool it was. So I think when I took over the Hub's Instagram, it was like at 15,000 followers. Engagement wasn't that great. And I was like, oh boy, I got my work cut out for me. You know, how am I going to, you know, really dive deep and try to grow this at the same time? Yeah. So the one thing that I hope anyone listening today takes away from what we have to say is you really have to track and setting those obtainable goals. And that's what I did from day one. We were at 15K. And so I could sit there and say, oh yes, I want to grow this to 1,000, 100K by next year. But is that really obtainable? So breaking that down into smaller chunks really, I think, has attested to like our growth on the channel. And then really diving in and building those connections with our followers has made it really unique and different. Especially when it comes to a business to business type Instagram, a lot of those accounts come off really stale and cold and boring, where we here at the Hub have that unique community quality, which I think I capitalized on that. That's where I dove in. That is what made us unique. That's what makes us stand out. And so I think with boutiques looking at their Instagrams, you really have to look at that. What makes you unique? How do you stand out? Where's your community at? Where's your tribe? So I remember when I took it over and we're at 15K and I broke it down. I said, all right, I'm going to get us to 20K. And we did that and we celebrated and we got to celebrate that. We did a little giveaway. It was fun. And then I was like, all right, what's next? So it gets like addicting, setting these little obtainable chunks and then like breaking it down, so I would take that and say, okay, I want to hit 20K in 2 months. So then I broke that down and did how many followers do I need each month? How many followers do I need to hit each week? How many followers do I need to get each day? And so that number got smaller and smaller and smaller as I broke it down, which made it so much easier and obtainable. And that's what I focused on, these little daily numbers and tracking all of that in our beautiful spreadsheet and getting to see that growth from 15 to 50K in almost a year and a half. And it's all organic, no paid followers. We could easily go and do that. Just buy up 1,000 followers and we'll be calling it good. No. These are real followers and it shows, our Instagram, we get a lot of comments, our engagement is good. And that is the difference. It really is.
I love it. It's been unbelievable to experience and just to see the real connections that are made there. Genuinely in the DMs, you connecting with people on a daily basis. I think people, more than Facebook for sure, I think even more than TikTok, I think people are still drawn to Instagram because there is still that community and relational feel on the platform.
Yeah. Absolutely. I see it all the time and people are like, Instagram's dying. I don't think it's dying. I think it's evolving. You have these other platforms like TikTok and we've seen that like with Instagram Reels, like they're trying to evolve and change the platform. Instagram is not the same as it was in 2014 when I was on it for my boutique. Very different. We didn't have all the cool tools and there was no ad capabilities. There wasn't any of that. So it has always evolved and always changed. And I loved it when I was an owner. It was a picture post. It was easy. And it was people relate to that. And it's all about just capturing that attention, which is really fun. And it's really cool to look at.
I love it. Well, we want to get some very specific tips to you guys today that are watching and listening. So we're going to talk about how to use Instagram, how to build content for Instagram, how to grow Instagram. But I want to break this down kind of from the start, Shannon. So many boutique owners are like, gosh, will this work for me? Is this attainable? Is Instagram where I need to spend my time? Just talk to me like from a boutique owner's perspective. This is probably one of the most commonly asked questions we get is how to grow Instagram. Where do we start?
Yeah, all the time. That's definitely the number one question that we receive. People want to know where to start. And honestly, just like with your business, with your personal life, with working out, with anything, it's just showing up and covering those basics. So you really want to start looking at your profile and your bio and your profile image and really those key components that are so basic, your username. And starting there, you're going to start there with the basics and you're going to make sure all of that is perfect. And then you're going to dive into those, content strategy and growth strategy. But if you don't have the basics mapped out, all those other pieces aren't going to line up and they're not going to work as well as you want them to. So I definitely recommend starting and looking at your username, something as simple as your username. Is it easy to search? Have you taken someone else's phone that maybe isn't following you, maybe your husband's account or whoever, hopefully they're following you, but if not, take their account and search and see if it's easy to find you. I know a lot of boutiques use shop in front of their username because your username might not be available. And sometimes just having that shop, it makes it really hard to find. So just going back to that and making sure that your username is easy to search and easy to locate. And then making sure you have that listed everywhere. On your website, on your mailers, on your business cards, in your Facebook group, just saying, hey, we're also over here, come follow us, and making sure that it's linked correctly. I can't tell you how many times I have gone to someone's website and have found these beautiful pictures to reshare on the Hubs account, and I'm trying to tag them and I can't find them because their link is broken. And I'm like, I said, I can't imagine how many customers are going to their website and not being able to follow them on Instagram or any social platform because their links are broken. So making sure those are correct as well makes a lot of sense. And then your profile image. This is something a lot of people don't think about, but does it say who you are? I know sometimes I'll go to accounts and it's just like a picture of one of their models. It doesn't have like their logo or anything. So people are like, maybe this isn't the right account. So making sure that your profile image is your logo in some form or fashion is really important. And that's the little details like that people skip, but they make a big impact and make a big difference.
Yeah. So talk to me about, I think those are both great tips. Let's talk about our bios for a second, because I feel like that's a big miss for a lot of people. They don't, I always talk about, how do you solve problems for your customer? Does your bio play a big impact in that?
Yeah, and that's something that's so basic. It's right there. They give you 150 character limit, so you really have to squeeze as much information as you can. But you have to consider it like an elevator pitch. They should know exactly who you are, exactly what you sell, in that little 150 character limit space right there. And it should be easy to read, easy to set up, and beautifully laid out, with your line breaks and getting that as clear as possible and providing all of that information right there in your bio. That way, if someone is scrolling and they happen to discover you and they have no idea who you are, they're not your sister or your mom, they have no idea, they're going to know, okay, this person, they sell mom style comfy clothes, they're inclusive, small through 3X, they offer free shipping, here's their website link, giving all of that detail about who you are and what sets you apart from the 25 million other business profiles on this platform. You really have to put that effort into setting yourself apart.
What if you have a brick and mortar store? Do you think that should be listed in your bio?
Absolutely. So Instagram gives you the option to put your location underneath your website, and it is so important to have that listed. I can't stress enough how many times that people, they don't have their address listed, and you're missing out on potential foot traffic that you could generate from, if someone 30 or 25 minutes away happens to find you on there and you post a cute picture of your storefront and they're like, I think we're going to go and, go shop there this weekend. Having the right address listed so people you can click on it, takes you to Google Maps, and they can find you immediately. And it also sets you apart. Even if you're online only and you don't have a storefront, it's so important to have some sort of physical location listed, because if you don't, people will view your profile and be like, this is China. This is a scam site. It's not real. It helps validate it in a sense, in a way.
Yep, I like that. All right, let's switch gears and talk about content. So, there's basics of being on the platform, but now, what do I post? When do I post it? How do I get it to have engagement? What should I be doing with all the things I'm creating every week?
Oh man, I cannot stress enough how much your posts matter. And I'm talking about your feed post. We're going to not talk about Instagram stories real quick, because there is a very big difference. There's a big difference in the quality and the quantity that you want from your feed versus your stories. So like I said, your posts matter. So you need to figure out what's working, what doesn't, and that goes back to tracking and knowing okay, if I post this picture of this blouse that I'm trying to sell, how many people engaged with it? How many, link clicks did it get? And diving deep into those post insights really helps you understand. And I think a lot of boutique and small business owners leave they just don't dive deep enough into those insights that Instagram provides for you. And it's right there. When you look at your feed, you'll see and you'll view the picture and it says view insights right there on the post. You don't even have to like go into all the deeper insights. And it shows you how many people, saved that post, how many link clicks it got, how many people discovered it from the hashtags that you used. So it's so important to make sure that you are diving deep into those insights, because, you're wasting your time posting content that doesn't work. And no one has time to waste. We don't have time to waste. So how do we figure out what works? And that just goes back to looking into those insights. If you post quotes, as we do at the Hub, those are some of our most engaged and liked content are the quotes, because they're relatable, and they're shareable content too. That's really the key. People really are like, how do I grow my Instagram? And one of the quick, easiest ways is to have shareable content. They might not share the pretty sweater that you have for sale, but if you share a really funny quote or meme, they're going to share that because it's funny and it's relatable. And so if you can really dive deep and figure out who your customer is and your audience and share relatable content that's shareable, that's a great way. So if quotes work for you, post them. I think so many small business and retailers on Instagram get caught into, they have to sell all the time. And you don't have to sell all the time. You can just genuinely be yourself, genuinely just share quotes. And I think at the Hub, that is one strategy that I've implemented that has worked. We're not pushing courses. We're not pushing membership 24/7. We're not. Yeah. We're pushing free items, free tools, free blog posts. We're pushing these free tips and all these relatable quotes and memes. And that has really gathered this community, and people find us and they relate to it. And that is the biggest tip that I can give to you for content, is just making sure that what you're selling or sharing is relatable. And it can't be sale post after sale post after, trickle that in. Instagram, this is not your website. I think people get confused. They think Instagram is a selling platform, and it is, but it's not. This isn't your website. This is where you can have fun and be relatable to your audience in a unique way that's different than Facebook and your website, and just sharing that content that's really relatable and shareable. And that's the difference. It really is. Viewing it in a different mindset, that we're not here to sell all the time, but we're here to serve and be relatable with the audience that we have.
We have this method that we talk about inside of the Hub, the VAVA method. And I don't know how many of you are like children of the 80s or early 90s, and you remember like big hair and hairspray, like Vavoom, Vavavoom, that's where it came from. But it's VAVA. And Shannon, it's exactly what you're saying. The first is it viral? Is it shareable? Does it create enough emotion that my customer wants to share this? Is it authentic? Which I know you're going to talk about Insta Stories, and that's what Insta Stories are, right? Mm-hmm. Does it provide value? So tips, am I educating my customer? And then is it aspirational? Does it make my customer feel like, oh, she wants to be like Mike, right? He'll be like Mike. I know you'll get my lame jokes. So I think about that with content every day. You're right. You can't just sell and there's another blue sweater. But really, what are you inspiring? What emotion are you creating with your customer?
Yeah. So, and the accounts that I have seen that have done really well, they don't sell a lot. It's trickled in. They are more about lifestyle pictures and collections and showcasing their store and rack photos and behind the scenes. And they dive so deep into that. And that is really the difference. And if there's one takeaway, please, I really hope that people listening understand the difference between a website and Instagram. Yes, it's a place to get sales, but in a different way. And that's how you do it, by building those relationships.
Yeah. So I know you probably get asked this question a lot. I feel like I do see this a lot. How much should I post on Instagram? What should I be doing every week?
1,000,000 times a day. No, I'm just kidding. So there's a rule of thumb that I love to stick by. So Instagram stories, endless, really, as many as you want to post. However many you can post a day, the better. Always make it like a goal to never let that Instagram go dead, like that Instagram story run out. You always want something to be there. So you're always like, that's a challenge you can almost set for yourself. And then as far as feed posts, 2 to 3 a day. That's all you need. if two or just one. Sometimes with the hub, I've only been able, because I'm so busy doing other things, sometimes I've only been able to post one. But if I'm going to post one, it's going to be during our highest traffic time. So if I miss that morning window and I skip lunch and I know I have to get something out, I'm going to post it at our highest traffic time, which is around 7 to 8 o'clock at night. So if you're going to post, make sure you're posting with intention and doing so in a way. If you miss a post, it's okay. It's okay to skip a post. And just making sure that the next one is during that high traffic time. So that goes back to, 2 to 3 posts. I always try to do before, early morning. Because most people, when they get up, they check their phone right away and they see, and we want to pop up. We want to be the first thing. So I try to get it early AM, 6 to 7 in the morning. And then we try to hit again around lunch because most people, they have a break, they're on lunch. What do? They check their phone. It's just natural, this human habit by this point. And then again at the very end of the day. So when people are getting into bed, the kids are fed, the kids are bathed, the kids are done, they're away, and they have time to sit there and relax and scroll their phone. So, anywhere from 7 to 9 at night. In whatever time zone you're in. You always have to think about that too, and the audience that you're trying to reach. But 2 to 3 feed posts a day, and then endless Instagram stories, because there it doesn't have to be as curated of content. It doesn't, because the content that you post on your feed, you want to have a purpose. It has to have a purpose. Are you trying to get this to be shared? Are you trying to get people to buy off of this post? It has to have a purpose. Where Instagram stories can really just be behind the scenes content, sharing new arrivals, doing live, going live there and just showing up and being authentic there and just posting as many as you want in that space. I put no limit on Instagram stories. I've heard people go back and forth, but really it's endless. I haven't seen anything that would say differently there.
I like that. How do you start to plan out? Like when someone hears endless Insta stories, it's probably easy just to post a bunch of pictures to Insta stories, right? But likewise, it's important quality over quantity and making sure they're drawing some kind of engagement with their customer there. How can someone start to plan out okay, this week I want to remember to post X, Y, and Z on, my feed, and then also X, Y, and Z in my Instagram story? Do you have a rule of thumb of how you kind of track that content?
Yep. So what we do here at the Hub, and we have a content sheet. And so I go in every Sunday nights are my weekly planning nights. So I definitely recommend that you pick a time blocking window, give yourself an hour or two on a Sunday night and just really focus on building that content for the week ahead. Or if you're super extra and you can build it a month in advance, that's even better. But just time blocking and taking that time. So I love to content plan on Sunday. And then I know, okay, Tuesday, for the Hub, we have the podcast go out. So I know I'm going to do a feed post and I know I'm going to share it to Instagram stories with the swipe up so people can get directly to it. And I'm going to time those together. That way, if they see the feed post, I can direct them to the story to get the link. So making sure that curated content and all of that kind of goes together and planning it out a week at a time, that feels obtainable to me. If you can work a month in advance, that's great, but do what is obtainable to you. And taking that time each week to really dive into content planning and building out your week ahead of you. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, as the saying goes. So you really have to dive deep into that. And think, and we used to do, and I haven't done it lately, and I need to get back to doing it, but on Friday nights, we used to do Fun Fridays. And so every Friday, I would either do a this or that poll on Instagram stories or a quiz or something just fun, totally not even sales related. And the engagement that we got through that click-through rate and planning that, and people knew hey, on Friday nights, it's going to be something fun. But you could also do that for live sales. If you really want to start going live on Instagram and planning, in your Instagram stories, I'm going to show up here weekly on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. And prepping on Monday, sharing an Instagram story on Monday saying, we'll be live on Wednesday, and kind of doing a countdown to the live and getting your customers sharing that awareness for what's coming next.
Mm-hmm. So what if someone's listening that doesn't have any engagement? They're like, Shannon, that's great. I'm posting and doing all the things, but I just can't get anyone to engage with me and I don't have enough followers. How would you coach someone just to start to grow their account?
I get it. And it's hard. And I think that's where people get really discouraged, especially when you're just starting out and you have maybe 50 followers and you're like, this is not working. That's when it's so easy to get discouraged. But you have to know that it takes time to grow. There's this like disillusion out there that people grow on Instagram overnight. They don't. They don't. Look how long it's taken me to grow organically, grow the right way. Our account, I started at 15 and we're now at 50, and it's a year and a half later. So it takes time. So you need to always remind yourself of that first. And then just staying consistent and really digging in to what you can do each day. It goes back to setting those obtainable goals. If you're at 50, then set a goal to get to 75. And so that's what we're gonna try to get those 25 followers this week, and not getting so overwhelmed with the vanity metrics, because it's very easy to do. So if you're struggling with your growth count or your engagement count, I definitely recommend we have some growth methods that are really good, and they really go. So one of my favorite ones is the 5-3-1 method. It's phenomenal, but it takes time to do that. And you have to know if you're committing to wanting to grow, you have to put in time. You can't just build it and expect people to show up. They're not going to. They're not going to show up. You have to put the outreach and the effort to get out there, show that you're active on Instagram, show that you want, like, hey, I'm here. We're open, like we're over here posting all this amazing content, come follow us. You have to put like a blinking red sign on your account, almost in a way. So the 5-3-1 method, really quick, is very simple. It's going and finding your ideal customer, either through people that you may know that don't follow you yet, or through hashtags, or businesses like that, and going in and you're going to find that person that fits your ideal customer, and you're going to go to their page and you're going to like 5 of their photos. And then you're going to drop 3 comments, genuine comments on those photos. So if maybe she got a new haircut and she took a selfie and she looks cute, you're not going to just leave a bunch of emojis on her thing. You're going to say, oh my God, I love your haircut and your color, just something genuine. And then you're going to send to her one heartfelt message. And we're not selling here. We're not selling. We're just going to say, hey, I found you. Just hello. That's all you have to do. And that builds, and then see if she responds. And if she does, just create that really good organic conversation. And more than likely, she's going to follow your account. And that's just going to create that growth method. And it's just really diving deep into that connection and awareness. But if you don't have the time to commit to that, just going and following some of these other people that you think will be interested in your content is really important. So just giving them a simple follow, and the more you can do that, more than likely, if someone follows you on Instagram, you're gonna be like, who is this? And you're gonna go and you're gonna check them out. And if it's relatable to you, you're gonna follow them back. So that's really the key difference there, and just sticking to it and not giving up. And don't get caught up in the vanity metrics. Like I know, like we see, like our post might have only gotten 3 likes, but if you click on that post insights and it tells you 300 people saw it, that's what's important. You need to make sure, because people naturally will not engage with every single piece of content. I call it the Kim Kardashian method, if you will. So Kim Kardashian has like millions and millions of followers. I don't know what the account is right now. I would have to look, but let's say she has like 20 million followers. I'm sure it's more than that. But if you look at her post, 20 million people are not liking every single one of her posts. They're not. They're not. So you can't expect the same on your account either. Just because you have 500 followers doesn't mean 500 people are going to like your post. They're just not. People might have saw it though, and that's what we want to make sure that we're getting our post out there and it's getting seen through hashtags, through the Discover page, making sure that it's, did someone share it? Maybe they might have liked it, but maybe they shared it, and looking into those post insights. It's really important.
Yeah, I love that. Someone once said, they asked, are you on Instagram or are you using Instagram? And really, if you think about the business behind social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they want users to spend more time on the platform. It's how they sell more ads, how they make more revenue. So what do they want to reward users for doing, but for being on the platform, engaging with more people, connecting with more people. They're going to show your profile to more people on the Discover page. So I think your 531 method is brilliant because it engages a user on all fronts, and it creates a genuine relationship with someone, not just another follower that's, going to unfollow you tomorrow. So I think that's super smart. Let's do that over the loop giveaway method any day of the week. Can we please?
Yes, absolutely. But I think it's really important for people to know, if you take anything away from what we're talking about today, just because you build it does not mean people will come. It's very different. Maybe if you open a storefront boutique down the road, people will see, oh, there's a new store because they're driving by and seeing you. But Instagram is not that way. You're just not going to automatically pop up. So you have to, if you want to grow, you have to commit the time and the energy and effort to building that.
I love that. Commit the time. Quick tip of the day. Well, Shannon, I'm so pumped that we were able to share this. I know this is the baby tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of other things that you and I could talk about right now. But I'm excited to have you on the podcast today for a special reason. You have been working on a project for a really, really long time at the Hub because you keep getting questions and because the Hub keeps getting questions about Instagram. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what is coming that everyone can look forward to?
So excited. So if there's two things that I am passionate about, it is Instagram and it is content and engagement. And if you don't know, we also have the marketing bundle, which was my baby project that is leading to this next project. But I love event marketing. I love unique content planning. I love all of that. And it's so important to a channel like Instagram that is kind of content based, which I really love and enjoy. So for the past, forever, it feels like 6 months or so, we have been working on an Instagram masterclass, and I cannot wait to share it. That little 531 growth method that I've talked about, I go way deep dive into what that is. And I also share 2 other really hands-on interactive growth methods in the course that you can apply today. I think one thing, Ashley, when we talked about building this course together, it was so important to me that I wanted it to be interactive and hands-on, something tangible, something you can actually physically get your hands on and get dirty with and see results. That was really important to me. We didn't want it just to be another lecture course where you're just going to sit and listen. It was really important to me to give up, action items for you to do immediately to see success with your Instagram. I'm super pumped about it.
I'm so pumped about it. So for those of you that are listening, we of course have the details linked up in the show notes. So you can check out the work that we've been doing and learn more about the Instagram course. But man, Shannon, I have to tell you, for anyone who's listening that's taken a course from the Boutique Hub or been a part of our platform, this is the nicest course we have ever built. You outdid yourself to the nth degree with the detail, and you're not only going to learn from Shannon, but I'll be sharing a bunch of content inside of this course as well, just on strategy and post planning and all of this. But man, Shannon, you crushed it with what's inside of this. Do you want to kind of break down the modules and what people will learn in the program?
Absolutely. And I will say the key difference here because there's a bunch of Instagram stuff out there on the market, but the key difference to this program is that it was designed and built for the retail owner, the small business owner on Instagram, and utilizing the platform for your business. That is the key difference here. But inside, we're going to cover everything from the basics. I broke down the entire platform. I can't stress that enough. I literally take you from signing up. Maybe you're not even on Instagram and you're like, okay, it's time for me to get on board. It's 2021. Let's get on board. I literally take you from signing up and walk through the entire platform. I tell you how to do everything. I explain how everything works, from the story stickers to insights to reels to IGTV. There's so much to Instagram. It is kind of overwhelming and it can be a lot to consume, and I break all of that down for you. So that's the first module. The second module is all about content, where we talk content strategies and plannings and breaking down why your posts matter, like what we talked about today, and the cohesiveness and your branding and how all of that plays into building your brand on Instagram. And then the last module, my favorite module, of course, is the growth module. So it is proven methods that work And we walk you through that, and I talk about hashtags and collaborations, working with influencers and giveaways, and how that can all grow your Instagram and give you tools and ideas to implement today. And then the very last slide is my favorite, and it talks about measuring success and what that means and how we break down those big goals that we set. We want to get to 10K because we want that swipe up feature everyone wants. So we break all of that down, and I show you how to set those small obtainable goals that we talked about today. And it sets you up for success. And I'm so excited about it. It's going to be awesome.
I love it. There is an insane amount of detail inside. So if you guys are interested, I guess 2 things that are in the show notes today. First is we'll get you all the Instagram Masterclass information that you need so you can learn about the program. But also if you just want a freebie, again, Shannon is so brilliant when it comes to just content ideas. So we have a little freebie linked up for you guys too. That's 40 Instagram ideas you can use right now to build engagement on the platform. Shannon, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'm so pumped. I know this was loaded with value. There's even more in the notes, again, if you want the freebie and the course information. But you're a gem. Keep rocking it. Keep serving this industry and this community like you are, because you are impacting people every single day when you do.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing me to sit here and talk about something I'm so passionate about and what I really love doing. It's so rewarding. And I can't wait to see everyone's. I want to know, what strategies that you implement and how you grow.
Love it. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope that you loved it. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a rating and review down below for a chance to be one of our featured listeners each and every week. For more information on our spirit of community over competition and how to access complete show notes and bonus downloads from our guests, head on over to theboutiquehub.com and join the community. We'll see you next week.